Coffee Beanery Sip and Share. You have me, Lori.
And I'm Patty.
Just the two of us today. So it feels
Lucky you.
weird.
I'm not usually on this side.
And Patty thinks we're going to get into trouble.
We always get into trouble.
She's like, where's a mom? Or we need an adult in the room.
What I said is I don't think we were trusted with technology because usually Britton or Logan, well, to be fair, Logan set it up. And I just said, we need somebody who's better with this.
So yeah, I hope it's live.
Yeah.
I hope it's all working.
Yeah. Let us know if we mess something up. We probably will.
Yeah.
Today we're going to test coffee though. So yay, fun for us.
It's our new box. So just a reminder, if you don't know, we do a little subscription box, which I just think is the coolest thing.
Yes.
It does take a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
But it is a $20 and it's a little subscription box for coffee. So you can get little packages of coffee. Are they 2 or 2.5 ounce?
2.5 ounces.
2.5 ounces of coffee. So it might make a couple cups for you, or pots, cups. That would be some strong coffee.
It'll make something for you.
You'd have to grit it through your teeth. And then K-cups are available as well. So if you've got a single serving machine, you can.
We also do have them in bigger packages.
And there's full size too as well. If you because these are very limited and they go very fast.
Yeah.
So if you really just want a whole 12-ounce bag or 20 K-cups, I think, every month. Of each flavor?
No, so we do
it.
We do a box that has 12 counts. So there's
12 counts.
Yep.
Yeah, 12 counts for each flavor. So you'd have 48 counts.
Yep.
I can do math.
I can't. That is my one weakness. If I had just one, yeah.
So this is our fun St. Patty's Day for March. This was our collection, and Patty curates these collections. She does a wonderful job
with lots of help, of course.
Yeah. Yes. Well, we collectively taste a lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee.
We'll just say. But this collection is St. Patty's Day, or Patrick's Day. So we're going to taste the coffees today.
Yes. So usually when we come up with these boxes, it's probably about a year in advance. And sometimes it's been a minute since we've tasted the coffee. So it's kind of like rediscovering them all together.
How do we see the chat, though?
Oh, yeah. We've got to remember our chat. There we go. Hey, Deborah.
And
so Deborah told me, I can't remember which ones you like, Deborah. Tell me again. I thought you told me you liked the Rainbow's End. Oh, you love this one. That's good. But yeah, remind me which ones that you liked. I can't remember. I know you messaged me and told me, but it's been a minute. It was a long weekend for me.
And if you didn't see, check out our VIP page because the boys were begging for the apple galette.
Yeah.
Or Gillette.
I think it's a galette.
And Grammy, my mom, made them one. So, and the recipe she said was really good. Except for she felt like it had too much spice in it.
Oh, really?
She felt like it was a little too
spicy.
What?
I got the recipe down here, actually.
And she prefers it to have the pastry on top just because I guess it cooks the apples a little bit more.
Okay, so the apple galette was kind of like a tart. It looked like.
It is, like an open-faced tart kind of.
Yeah, and so it had cinnamon and ginger in it.
She just felt like it was too much. She felt like it was a lot of...
Personally, I'm not a ginger person.
Ginger,
yeah, I don't like ginger.
And a tablespoon of cinnamon. Maybe she put a tablespoon of both in.
Yeah, that's a lot of ginger for my...
A teaspoon of ginger and a tablespoon of cinnamon.
Not a fan.
But I tried it. I thought it was good.
Oh, you did try it?
I did try it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge ginger. I like ginger, but it was a lot.
3 large Honeycrisp. So what's interesting is a Honeycrisp apple is a pretty sweet apple as it is. Usually, for an American pie, you go for more of a tart apple, like a Well, I think usually you use a Granny Smith apple.
And usually she uses the peels, but it was unpeeled, so she had to take the peels off. And but I thought it was good, and it was really fun to try. So thank you. Thank you, Grammy.
Yeah, that was sweet. As much as those boys were just begging and begging for someone to take pity on them with their puppy dog eyes. Someone make me an apple galette. Their Grammy took pity on them and made them one.
So Deborah's favorites were Rainbow's End and the Irish whiskey.
Yes, that's what she told me. She messaged me and told me that. I just love it when people tell me what they love. I just so appreciate that.
So St. Patty's.
Okay.
And it's kind of cute on the back, too. It matched the knot to its meaning. So it's got a bunch of different knots.
I was telling Lori before we went live, I said, there was one point in my life I probably would have gotten a Celtic knot tattoo.
They're kind of cute. That
Yeah.
love knot's kind of
Yeah,
cute.
I really like that.
What does it? Oh, where's the thing?
Does it say what they mean?
Well, where's the ABC?
Oh, maybe down here?
Oh, here, the love knot.
Yeah.
So the love knot is B. Featuring 2 interlocking hearts, is believed that lovers exchange this pattern as a symbol of affection, not unlike our modern exchange of rings.
Oh. And get that instead of maybe like a tattoo on your ring finger.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah, super cute.
I don't think my husband would ever get a tattoo.
Mine neither.
And on his fragile, freckly skin, he probably shouldn't either. You probably couldn't see it through all the freckles.
My husband would not be a fan. Not be a fan. Okay, so should we try the first one?
Yep. So the first one
is Irish whiskey.
Just a hint of whiskey notes combined with brown sugar and cream. Okay.
I definitely get a lot of brown sugar out of that.
Oh, it smells good.
Yum.
Oh, this is really good. Yeah, definitely brown sugar.
Brown sugar, you make it.
But it has,
so good.
I don't know how they do it. Kind of that alcoholic taste, but there's no alcohol. Just to be really clear, there are no alcohols in our coffees.
Yeah.
That would be very bad. We don't do. Maybe we should do a boozy box sometime, but we'd very clearly say it.
We were gonna do that last year, remember? And I was like, well, I was like, oh, prom night, and I was like, wait, that's bad.
That'd be
that's
really bad.
We can't do that. My prom night was different from most. We can't do that.
It really is smooth. That is very good.
That. Yeah,
that's yummy. It's crazy how you can get like St. Patty's Day in a cup. Like, doesn't that just embody St. Patty's Day?
It's very Bailey's. I love it, love it, love it.
That is yummy.
I think we talked last week about how when we worked in the stores, people would come in and ask for like, "Yo, do you have Bailey's behind the counter?" No, sir, we don't. We don't have a liquor license.
We don't like to break the law.
There's always a sir too asking for it.
Although I told you, in college rather, not high school, so I was probably old enough to drink. But I was working in Philadelphia at a mall, and it's a big Valley Fort. Gosh, what is that mall called? King of Prussia? King of Prussia Mall. So it was a big mall, and it was a blizzard, like a crazy blizzard.
Oh, I love this story.
So then I don't know what possessed us, but we thought, oh, well, wouldn't it be fun because nobody's coming in because it's a blizzard. So we probably should just, I don't know who had alcohol, but we should just drink. So we did. We drank a ton and then realized like they were sending everybody home that we had to drive home. So I called one of my friends.
This is the 80s, by the way.
Yeah, the 80s. Thank you, Michael Williams.
The wild and wonderful 80s.
For driving through a blizzard to come pick me up because I could not drive home by myself. And then I left my car there in the parking lot. And we came back the next day. And it was like a clump of snow. Like they had taken the snow plows and just piled my car in. Like it was just
could you get it out?
So again I was like, hey Michael, can you get a shovel? We had to like shovel it out.
How long did it take Michael to get it out?
A long time, but we were probably having a snow fight and laughing. And
you know, it'd be really fun is to like actually use your car as like a snow hill.
Oh yeah, I probably could have. And I went to Christian school, so
you weren't on premises while you were drinking. You were at the
mall,
not. So it was totally fine.
Yeah,
no,
I was off premise.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything was fine.
Yeah, we thought we were all sneaky. We on Wednesday nights we'd go to our Bible study. We'd have like trench coats on with party outfits underneath, and then we'd go dancing after.
Trench coats.
We were really, really, really sneaky.
You guys are like the embodiment of like every single '80s movie cliche I've ever heard of.
Definitely, my college could have been a little '80s movie. It was. I had some fun.
Oh my gosh!
Definitely, especially in my Christian school.
Just picture like Christian Slater from Heathers, wearing the trench coat.
I mean, our hair is out because it's the A, so our hair is like ratted. We have black eyeliner on.
I need
Oh,
a
you
minute.
worked at Bloomingdale's in King of Prussia.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so
King of Prussia is
cool.
an awesome mall.
Now, what year was that, Bill? Are
Oh,
you going to
yeah,
date yourself
Bill.
and tell us?
Maybe you were drinking with me.
Hey, Bill, I've got a book for you. We just read it. Well, we're reading it now in book club. It's The Dark Room by Lisa Gray, and it's okay. It's got a lot of twists right at the end, and I think you might like it. 96.
96.
Okay, so you were already back in Michigan, so you didn't have any chance
married.
encounters.
Yeah, it was probably 89, 88.
Yeah. That's a cool mall, though. I know. I think I've been to that mall once or twice.
It is a really nice. It was a nice area. I went to school right by there. It was super nice.
Yeah, yeah. Let me know what you think, Bella. That's a cool book.
So now, mint chocolate shake is our next one. Cool, invigorating essence of mint and the luscious richness of. Did AI write this?
What? I don't use AI. How dare you suggest such a thing? I don't use ChatGPT for anything.
Gemini.
I use Google Gemini for everything. Use it for everything, no lie. This is definitely not trying to be
mint chocolate shake.
Like a shamrock shake.
Okay, so it is minty. Oh yeah, that's really different tasting.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
I would like it cold. I think cold this would be really good.
Mine got mixed up.
Is that why?
Yeah.
That says 4.
Go ahead. Try that now. There you go.
It tastes way more like a mint shake.
I was like, hold on a second. Yeah.
I was like, okay. I mean, that's a different taste for a mint shake. But okay. Yeah. No, we had our things mixed up.
Yeah. Try that now. Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Try that now.
And the other one makes a lot more sense now, too.
Yeah. Deborah asked where you went to college.
Oh, I went to NCJC, which was a very small Christian school in Villanova. And it is no longer there, unfortunately. But it was kind of cool. Pat Boone had donated his old mansion to the school.
Oh, that's cool.
And so that's where a college was. So in their main building, it was beautiful where we had all our classes and stuff.
Nice.
With fireplaces and just the old woodwork. I mean, it's an old mansion. It was beautiful.
That sounds super cool.
And it was on top of a hill. And it was absolutely gorgeous with formal gardens below it. And then they built dormitories and a gym. So we lived like there was a girls and a boys dorm, and then they built a big gymnasium. But all of our classes and stuff was in the main building.
Do you think the property's still there?
It is kind of sad. It got sold to somebody who is a training ground for like an Iraq training ground.
Oh, okay.
But then it got sold again, and they actually tore it down, which is really sad. And now it's a middle school. Oh, okay. But it was on a beautiful piece of property. Yeah. I just remember going out and sitting in the formal gardens and just watching the sun. Yeah. It was pretty cool of the Bamoon family to give that to the school. Yeah. It was very small. Like I think 400 kids in my entire school.
It'd be cool if it was still there. I'd love to look it up and see, I love like the history of it, Yeah. Very cool.
It was, some people went before it got torn down. And Kevin and I actually went one time and went up and took pictures of the building. But it had been let go quite a bit. When I was there, it was still very, and there was like a circular like iron staircase. Oh,
I love a good circular staircase.
To go down into the basement, which was our mailroom and stuff. Yeah. So,
have you ever seen the ones that are like in a lighthouse that go all the way up and they're just like,
yeah. It was like that. It was little
I can't
like
do
that.
Those.
So it's Northeastern Christian Junior College.
Okay.
NCJC.
Very cool.
It was.
So yeah, I really like the,
I like the mint chocolate shake. I still think it'd be really good cold.
Yeah, super good cold. That's a great one. Okay.
The next one, the pot of gold.
Pot of gold. Find
Discover
it at the end
the
of a
treasure
rainbow.
of rich and velvety chocolate.
So these ones are supposed to be like if you opened up a chocolate coin, a fake chocolate coin.
Did you do that with your kids? Like the whole leprechaun thing?
No, we never did. We were lame.
My kids came home once and said their teacher said, they're like, well, I hope we have good luck this year. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, our teacher said that if the leprechauns come and bring us gold coins, we're going to have good luck all year.
Teachers, give us a heads up.
No kidding. It's like midnight or not, do you know what I mean? It's bedtime for my kids. They're telling me this and I'm just like, okay. All right. So I searched around the house and I found some chocolates. And then I took from the fireplace, I took ashes and made little leprechaun marks.
Oh, that's
in my
cute.
carpet.
Wait, what do they look like? Were they like fingerprints?
I just made little fingerprint marks to the chocolate so that they could find, because they were so upset.
How did the leprechauns get in the house? Was it like through the fireplace like Santa Claus?
I had them come through the house because that's why they got the ashes. And that made the trail to the
Was
chocolate.
it just like one leprechaun, you think? Or was it like several leprechauns?
Yeah, no. I mean, I didn't really want to ruin my white carpet
Thank
that
you, Cindy.
much.
Appreciate that.
So we did that. But so Stella and Dallas, my grandkids, made their little leprechaun traps. So later, like Sedona made leprechaun traps. I don't think it was a thing when my kids were
How do you make
little.
a leprechaun trap?
However you want. But you have to just do something like some people just do like a laundry basket with a stick with chocolate in it.
Oh, okay.
Because you're trying to trap it.
Oh, okay.
So that's basically Dallas's. But Stella's was much more
intricate.
Yes.
Okay.
And then she put, to really sucker them in, she put a welcome mat.
Oh, that's what she did.
Yeah, that was her little leprechaun trap. So she put a little welcome mat, like live here, welcome, to sneak the leprechauns in.
That's funny.
So after that year, I always had the gold coins ready. But
I like this. This is a pretty, really good chocolate, like a nice intense chocolate.
I do. And I'm really picky on chocolate too, because I just don't like a lot of chocolates. This is really, really good.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan. Love that one. Okay.
So if anybody ever caught a leprechaun,
let me know.
I saw the Easter bunny once.
Tell me more.
I did. I was like 5 and I looked out the window and there was a humongous bunny and he sat up.
Like how big of a bunny?
Like, so I'm 4, but it felt in my mind like he was like this big, standing up.
Was he wearing like a bow tie or anything?
And then he bumped it, that he went away.
Okay.
No, but he definitely like stood up, looked at me in the window.
Could he have been a real bunny though?
Well, it was the Easter bunny.
Okay.
In my 4-year-old imagination, I was very excited.
Was he hiding?
I ran
eggs?
in.
Yeah.
No, he was just leaving the house because everything already had been done.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I just got a glimpse of him. I was like, I saw him.
Do you think it was like anything your parents had hid or something or put out there for you?
It was a bunny. Yeah. It was like a bunny.
Oh, okay.
It was out the window in the yard.
Oh, okay.
Like it was a bunny.
Oh, I'm thinking like your parents.
And he sat up and looked at me. Yeah. I probably saw a couple bunnies after drinking.
There might have been a little something in her.
There might have been some Baileys.
Yeah.
I was 4, so I hope not some Benadryl maybe. I have a very active imagination, I'll just say.
She comes up with a lot of imaginative things while she's sleeping too.
To be honest, I actually send Patty pictures of me when I'm.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so like when she's on vacation, okay, so she goes on trips, and I'm like, okay, so what are you doing right now? And I get to judge how drunk she is by how squinty her eyes are, because the more she's drunk, it's like how squinty her eyes are. I'm like, okay, you're not drunk enough yet. Keep going. And then sometimes I'm like, okay, you're done.
I'm always sending her my squinty eye pictures.
Yeah, like you can tell how drunk she is, because like sometimes it's like your eyes aren't even open. You're done.
It's good. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Did you know? Because I squinty eyes here. Did I say this last time that there's a muscle in your eye that keeps your eye from being wide open?
No, what
you
is
have
this?
A muscle in your eye, and that's why some people's, like when you smile and stuff, they get small, like mine do. There's some kind of muscle.
What?
Thing. Yes. So there's a trick that you can do, like to look up, look down, and then something that opens that muscle if you want your eyes to be more wide awake in pictures.
Okay, I don't get it. Tell me more.
I don't know. There's some kind of muscle in your eye that closes it.
What am I doing right now?
I mean, figure when you're. I'm doing a fake smile. Okay, so you smile, your eyes get, so you go up, down. It kind of does look more open, maybe.
I'm just gonna like look really intensely at the camera.
Your
right
eyes
now.
don't get
Yeah.
squinty. Your eyes are beautiful
I
and
just
round.
have weird big eyes that are just gonna look intensely at the camera.
Everybody
But I
does.
think my eyebrows always just go up. Like
It's good because big eyes make you, because that's what children's eyes are, disproportionate, and makes people not want to hurt them.
So are you saying that I'm less likely to
Yes.
get hurt?
Nobody wants to hurt you because you have big childlike eyes.
Some people will
You'll be fine.
disagree with that.
We'd have to close our eyes first.
Please don't hurt me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, last
Okay,
one.
Rainbow's End. So this is the one. So capture the essence of this tropical fruity paradise.
Okay.
So tell us what Rainbow's End is.
So it's kind of like a tutti fruity flavor. Like if you like a fruity pebble.
Cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that I'm not thinking this is mint chocolate shake, it makes a lot more sense. When I taste it from mint chocolate
Our cups
shake,
got mixed
I'm
up.
like,
She was like, huh, what is this? And I kept drinking and going, no, this is not the right one.
I'm like, that's kind of weird after flavor for mint chocolate shake, is what I thought.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny because this is actually really good because sometimes a customer will say, this coffee doesn't taste right. And Melissa will brew something and she'll bring us cups and say, taste this and tell me what you think. And we don't know what we're tasting and we'll drink it and I'll say, this tastes like this. So we tasted that and I said, no, that doesn't taste like this, right? Or I'll say, that's different. Or no, this tastes like this. So I tasted that, went, that doesn't taste like this, right? So it's a good lesson in, okay.
It's expectation. I mean, it's amazing how powerful your mind is on what you're going to taste.
Yes.
And what you can imagine you taste.
Mm-hmm.
If I was told that was mint chocolate shake, I'm like, oh, well, maybe I get a hint of mint out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But not really.
Yeah. And then you're like, okay, maybe I can taste mint because I'm like, am I tasting mint? Am I tasting mint? And then I'm like, hold on a second.
What did someone just get mad at though? That there was a cafe caramel?
Oh, yeah, because the description said that there was cream in it and they thought that there was actually going to be cream.
In the coffee.
Yeah. It is interesting, customer perception sometimes and just,
the realistic, what it could be.
Yeah. And then just how they bring it to the table.
But we've had cafe caramel cream, and I think that's the first time anyone's ever said that in 40 years.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. I mean,
yeah,
what people get so set in their mind.
Yeah. And just their level of disappointment. And you're like, oh man.
I think that it's very interesting because I actually called a customer last week and spoke with her because she was upset about the sale that we did.
Mm-hmm.
And it is interesting when you get somebody, it is, I mean, just for social media in general, but how people talk in a text and how people talk when they're actually with you or on the phone with you can be very different.
Mm-hmm. What did I tell you when I talked to a lady a couple of weeks ago and she said I was a telephone operator for 25 years and the things that people will say to you when they're not looking at you in the face, right, is disgusting, Thank you, Charles.
I trust y'all and drink it. Thank you, Charles.
We love you, Charles. Thanks for trusting us and just drinking it. Drink your Kool-Aid, Charles. Says Hell Bob.
It is.
Drink your Kool-Aid.
Because the amount of people that told us we changed the flavors when we just literally changed the labels.
We had such a hard time with that.
It's just, I mean, people are like, I'm not an idiot. I know you changed something. And it's just like, well, no, we just literally changed a label or a name.
Yeah. And what did we do? We followed best practices with, what market research told us. Why do a flavor called banana nut cream when banana nut bread was what people were searching for?
And I think like French vanilla and vanilla bean was one we got a lot of complaints or discussion about.
Power of the mind is right.
And it's like French vanilla is searched, let's say 30 times, where vanilla bean is searched 180 times.
Right.
I mean, it's just what are people searching for? If they're not searching for French vanilla, we can't call something French vanilla and think that it'll be successful.
Right.
So we just had to, and we try not to do it very often. I don't think we'd change name in 30 years.
Right. So we changed names and we, try to very strategically and like educate people. And my gosh, we're still talking about it, and it's been 2 years, and people are still screaming at us about it.
And some of it's on our end because we don't like to waste things. So because we could have just thrown away all the materials, and just switch vanilla bean. But I mean, when you think about that, it's like K-cup lids, K-cup boxes, labels for our samplers, labels for our 12 ounce, plus all of the decaf products that go with this. And it just seemed wasteful. I mean, when we've got 400 of something, it just seems wasteful not to use it up. But everything ends at a different time period. So I mean, we probably could have spent $40,000 or $50,000 and gotten rid of all the materials. But that seems ridiculous.
I'd like to remind you, we're a small family business and we are not made of money.
But the power of the mind is, it is just, and I get it. I mean, we had a cup vendor be very not honest with us. They had changed something. And remember, it took forever. And finally in that meeting, they admitted that they had changed something.
Yeah.
So we know that does happen.
Yeah. We're like, hey, remember when we kept saying something was different and you kept saying no? And then finally you said you did? Remember, we knew.
But it is nice. And I really appreciate the word trust, Charles, actually, because that's what it's like. We try to be as honest and forthcoming as possible in everything that we do.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, somebody told me last week we were disgusting. We were a disgusting company. And I thought, what an odd choice of words. Like, who says someone's a
And it was about the 40%, right?
It was,
because we wouldn't grant the 40% when we're so clear about the sale and the way it works.
When we gave her 30%, but you're just a disgusting company. Do better than that. And she said it like 4 or 5 times, and I just thought, disgusting. Like, what's your I want to say, what's your definition of that we get put into that? I just don't know.
And then I'd say, who peed in your Cheerios?
But it just was an interesting, I think word choice is very interesting. So I just thought it was an interesting choice. Like, I'm disappointed. I get that.
You make me sad.
Feel like, I feel like you guys were,
you let me down.
It just,
you're disgusting. Yeah. Give me her name. Well, Bill. Bill, are you a secret online stalker?
I just thought it was interesting.
Wait till you read that book. You'll find out about stalking. Hint, hint. You'll find out more.
Oh, I don't even like talking about stalking.
Why? Tell me more.
No, I've had a couple stalkers. It's really not
It's
fun.
scary, isn't it?
It is scary.
Yeah.
It is scary.
There's just weirdos out in the world, isn't there? Just the amount of
the police had to get involved. It was, and it really kind of changes your perception, because I just always try to be nice to everybody, and nice and friendly. And it was somebody that I thought maybe a lot of people weren't nice to.
I've had that happen.
And I was young.
Yep.
And it turned into something not great.
So, I've had that happen on several occasions where you think you're being nice to people and it goes south, and that's not great. Pot of Gold is great, Cindy. I'm glad you like that one too.
People are brave behind a keyboard. Yeah, it is.
The things people will say. Oh. And
I try to remember that. And I just try to remember tone too, because sometimes I don't think the people are trying to be rude. It's just, you're just to the point. You're, behind a text, even with your friend, it just can be so hard to read context sometimes. But then,
I'm laughing because when I first started here, Larue would have to rewrite my emails because I'm a pretty blunt person. And I was just like, okay. And I would just say what I needed to say. And Larue would be like, okay, you need to go back and rewrite, hi. How are you today? Rather than just getting to the point.
Because I think a lot of people are to the point. So I write what I want to say, but then a lot of times I'll go back and write an intro and an exit. You know what I like? Make sure that you
add some kind words in there. Add some flowers to that. And you know what I actually have been doing a lot lately is sometimes I'll run things through ChatGPT, and now she tells me it's too nice, and I'm like, Lori, now you're being mean, you know?
I'm like, this is too flowery and you're not
Yeah.
getting to the point.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how it's gone the other way. And I
is
laugh about it
interesting.
because
Yeah,
I'm like,
okay,
man,
shall chat less nice,
Yeah.
less flowery, more
yeah.
to the point.
Because I'll write something. I'm like, write this nice because I don't want to hurt someone's
Yes.
feelings. Because you know, you want, and especially when we're in this world of texting or emailing rather than having a face-to-face conversation, you want to make sure that your tone isn't hurtful.
And really leading with positive. I mean, I think
Mhm.
that it is important to, you know, and it's silly things, but signs saying, don't do this, don't do this. I mean, at stores, if you feel like you're getting yelled at,
Yeah.
you know, all the time,
Yeah.
it's so negative
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
please take your shoes off or,
Yeah.
you know, just the positive,
Yeah.
like flipping it.
Remember when we
positive.
had that store that had all the signs up everywhere that was like, don't do this, don't do that. And we were like,
Yes.
literally
Don't
within
touch,
and like,
don't.
do you remember what it felt like? And we're like, what do I touch? What do I do in here? What do
I don't
you
want
know?
to ever come back.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yes. You know, Deborah.
it
You
is.
know.
And I think it's just, you know, and I actually had to really do that at the store too,
Mm.
because I go visit our store and I was just so focused on what I was going to do that day. And then somebody, and I'm glad they said it to me, they just said that people were, you know, intimidated and I don't consider myself an intimidating personality,
No, she's
which is
not.
weird
Yeah.
that people get intimidated by me. But I really had to stop myself and make sure and say, hey, hi, how is
Yeah.
everybody? You know,
Yeah.
and it was rude of me.
Yeah.
It was rude of me to just
Mhm.
go in and be about my business.
Yep. And now I'm that way. Good
And,
cop, bad
and
cop.
somebody said something, and I'm glad that they did
Mhm.
because it was something that I had to change.
Yeah. And you don't realize when you're just like, okay, I only have this much time and I've got to get this
Yeah,
done.
I
you
want to
know?
make sure
Yeah. To
that
be the positive person and not the corporate person, you know?
well, even at the kids' music recital, this, oh my gosh, they had kazoos, these little 5-year-olds with kazoos.
Oh my God.
And I swear they're like 300 kids on these risers.
With kazoos?
With kazoos.
How do they keep them all
They
like
loved
not
it. They
blowing
had them
kazoos the
in
whole
little.
time?
They had them in little plastic baggies, and then they had to get them out for their little songs, and then put them back in. But this poor little girl came from the top row, so it's shortest to tallest, right?
Oh, Lord help her.
Came all the way from the top row down, and she dropped her kazoo. And they had a whole nother song to do, and she was so upset by it.
Oh.
And the teacher just shooed her away and told her to go up there. And she was trying so hard to put a brave face on, but she's crying, she was pretending she has a kazoo.
Oh.
And then my heart just went out to this little girl. And I just thought, gosh, and I'm sure maybe the teacher thought later, but if she would have just stopped for 1 minute,
nobody would have been mad
10
at
seconds and said either, hey, honey, it's okay. You don't have a kazoo. It's okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
let's stop and find our kazoo.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, then there are 50. I mean, because they're doing these movements with kazoos, so your kazoos are just flying, I think, everywhere. But it was under the bleachers. But just at least just say, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Would have hurt to stop and find
the 5
kazoo?
seconds.
Yeah.
Well, you probably couldn't have found the kazoo because, I mean, the bleachers aren't very tall. And I mean, really, a good teacher would have had some extra kazoos on the side because you knew this was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Just throw her a kazoo.
I guess she learned a lesson for next year. Poor thing.
Yeah.
And the poor parents are watching their little girl's face just crumble.
I felt so bad for her. I just want to give her a hug.
Oh,
but I thought, gosh, but it just taking those 10 seconds to, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she did later and said, oh, why didn't I?
Yeah.
You know, I know they're trying to make them be all professional, but these kids are 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hindsight, right?
Because at the Olivia Rodrigo concert I went to this weekend with my daughter, which was crazy. Anyway, to get tickets.
I saw pictures of that. That was crazy.
Well, we had no tickets. I mean, my husband waited overnight. It was just a crazy experience to get tickets. And then I love Sedona's fortitude. I'm going to say this kid researches stuff and she has a mission in mind. I'm like, didn't pick out my outfit because I'm like, you don't even have tickets. I'm not even worried about this. She wanted to sit a specific place on stage because that's where she sings the song. I mean, everything exactly how she wanted it to happen in her head, except for getting invited to Olivia's house, I'm sure. Happened exactly how she wanted. Olivia actually gave her really special attention and serenaded her for a minute and then gave her a kiss. And I mean,
Aw.
it was very sweet.
I
And she
wanna
was
see the
able to give a
video.
letter
Yeah.
to her.
That's
That's
awesome.
like got over 200,000 likes.
Oh,
the video
wow.
that she posted on it.
I'm sure it's on TikTok. I can see it, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go see. Let's see if I can find it.
So, but I just love that she did this. What was I? Oh, but I loved it in her concert. Somebody had like, it was their birthday.
Uh-huh.
And she was on this moon floating around the stage, which was kind of cool. But she got there and she saw this happy birthday and she took a minute. We all sang happy birthday
Yeah.
to that person.
That's so thoughtful.
And those moments,
Yeah.
it's like that made that person's not
Yeah.
life, but kind of.
That's kind of a big
Do you
deal
know what I mean?
to have a person like that stop and sing to you.
Like,
That's a
oh,
huge
Olivia
deal.
sang to me or said
Yeah.
my name.
Well, and how many
or-
people are at that concert that stop and give you
Oh.
that kind of, moment?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I don't, thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, that's huge.
So,
Yeah.
but then one other girl said, point of view. I guess she said, you didn't see the girl a couple things down crying because she wasn't singing to her.
Wow. Wow.
So she was trying to, I'm like, well,
Wow.
I'm like, no, I got a little teary eyed because I mean,
Yeah.
that's just such a special moment
Yeah.
for your daughter.
Yeah.
And Olivia did talk, I don't know much about her before this concert. It was a great concert.
Yeah.
But she talked about parents, like, did your parents bring you? And,
Yeah.
just, I love to see moms and dads there with their kids.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
it was kind of cool.
And good memories for you to have with your daughter too, and
Oh,
things that
for
you're
sure.
doing with her,
Yeah, she was bound and determined. She met a friend there that had flown in from Austin, Texas.
That's amazing.
So
Yeah.
they met up and got their
Yeah.
little pictures taken. And
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Concerts though. Have you been to a concert lately?
No. You know me and crowd anxiety. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that.
It was because she went, we were in the pit and
Yeah.
I was nervous about just the whole
Nope.
thing. Because like I have to go potty a lot and I
Yeah.
like to drink.
Yeah.
Or like water. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't like to just stand there.
I like to drink.
Yeah.
I'm a boozy girl. No, I was kidding.
I don't want to stand there for 6 hours
No.
and not be able to move, but
Yeah.
that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So it was interesting.
No.
And thank you for the people in line behind me that brought an extra blanket because I was
Yeah.
ill prepared.
Yay,
So-
Cindy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cindy, more coffee. Yay.
Fantastic.
I wonder which kinds you're getting. Are you getting some of the subscription coffees?
Nice.
So which one is your favorite of these coffees?
Let us know. But yeah,
well,
that
I
was
bet you. Which one's
for
your
me. I'm
favorite?
sorry. I actually really like the mint chocolate shake. That is my favorite.
It is. Okay.
And that really was nice of the people to give you a blanket to keep you warm. That was so kind.
It was really nice of them. And I'll remember that next time.
Because if you guys didn't know, we are in Michigan and we got a whole lot of snow. There's a old guy that used to go to our church, and he always said, beware of the Ides of March, because always around the 15th of March, we get another huge snow
It can
dumping.
still snow here in May.
Yeah.
I mean, my birthday's the end of May, and I've not been in shorts before when I've left for
No.
vacation.
No, we always get a big snow dumping, and over the weekend, we got a snow dumping.
Yeah.
And it was freezing
And
here.
my husband, bless his heart, like he
Mhm.
they went at 11 p.m. at night to sit out for 11 a.m. for the box office to open to get tickets.
No, thank you.
So they had a tent.
Not doing that.
They had sleeping bags.
Not doing that.
I was like,
No, thank you. No, thank you.
So
Not doing that.
he's a pretty special dad.
He's pretty awesome about doing things for her. Like he's kind of dedicated his whole life to doing things for her, I'm gonna say.
I think so.
I'm gonna say he's really come through for her. So
And if you don't know, Sedona is 14. So she's our youngest. We have 5 grown children. So it is kind of like she's our grandbaby.
yeah,
in a
5
way.
adult children. Yeah.
So
and she's 14. Yeah.
I always think I should write a book, Second Chance Parenting, just because I
Oh,
would
I
do
love that.
things.
Yeah.
So I just do things different. It's kind of a cool opportunity to have raised children and then be raising another one.
They say hindsight, right? 50-50?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think maybe even more so for men,
What they do differently.
Yeah.
Well, when you're not like in like the rush and the craziness and the, you can't breathe now that you've had a minute to like reflect, right? On what you do differently. You're reflecting, right? You've reflected. What do you do different?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think, like you said too, it was a different stage of life. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Kevin worked a lot. He was gone a lot, and now it's kind of reversed where I travel more, and he gets to take her to her dance classes and do all that stuff. So it is interesting.
Yeah. And we're not 100% right where you guys are, but our kids are 5 years apart. So we have a 23-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 13-year-old. So our 2 oldest children are out of the house, and our 13-year-old is the only kid left at home. And so, like, we just went on vacation with just him, and we met our 18-year-old in Myrtle Beach, where he's playing college ball. And it was just like, we only really saw the 13-year-old, and it was just like, okay, we're on vacation with just you, and what do you want to do? Because and it's weird because you're just like, okay.
It's almost like they're an only child.
They are,
It's just what do you want to do?
Yeah, and it's weird, but then you're kind of like, wow, you kind of have a nice life.
Yes.
Like, what do you want to do, you know?
It is so weird, though, when your children grow up. I mean, it's really cool to see who they become, but it is, if anybody's got those little babies at home, just enjoy them so much.
And
those
to me,
years
let me
are
snuggle
so
them.
fun.
I know.
They're so overwhelming, but so fun.
Yeah. One of my friends posted on Facebook the other day. He's like, it's kind of weird because I'm 40. He's like, some of my friends are having babies and some of my friends are grandparents. And one of my friends literally just had a baby the other day. And then one of my friends became a grandparent. And I was like, oh, this is wild.
It is crazy. One of Kevin's friends, and he's a little bit older than me, just had a baby.
Yeah,
he's like,
that's bizarre.
What? I mean, he thought he was an old parent, and our daughter's 14. Can you imagine just starting now?
Nope.
Like, you're going to be 90 when your kid graduates.
Oh, geez. Oh,
I mean, not 90, but
close to
78.
Close to it. Oh, Irish whiskey and 2 bags of those are such good choices, Deborah. Yum.
This Irish whiskey is really good. And I don't like whiskey at all. For all I talk about, I don't like whiskey at all.
Butterscotch
but it's
toffee
very
is
good.
A solid choice, Cindy. I love, love, love that flavor.
Butterscotch toffee is one of my favorite, and creme brulee too. And blueberry. Those are probably my top 3.
Yeah. Somebody ordered like the trifecta. It was like my 5 favorite flavors the other day, and I think I took a picture of it, and it was like creme brulee, cinnamon spice, I think blueberry, butter pecan, and I can't remember the other one. I'm just going to say
bananas up there too.
Oh yeah,
which banana. I always don't think about, but the banana is exceptional, and it tastes more like a candy runt banana. I'm going to say, but it is. Even if you don't really I wouldn't say I love bananas.
No.
But it's
I don't love
delicious.
bananas.
But I do like banana cream pie.
I like the stores when you can go to the candy stores and just get a scoop of banana runts. That's my favorite.
Okay. See, and I'm not even remember when we had to make banana coffee?
Oh yeah, that was fun. Or banana flavoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
For our when we went to the
flavoring
place. We learned a lot, but it was pretty cool. We were like scientists. So I think we had lab coats
We did have lab coats.
Yeah. And like little pipette things.
Yeah. And mine was like more like banana, like bread, and yours was more like banana candy.
And we got to decide like which, like it was interesting how we did it. I mean, it was really, it would be a fun thing to do. But it was like, so do you want it more green tasting or not
like
tasting?
Unripe banana.
So we got to mix the different flavors into one flavor, and we got to decide like if we wanted it to be more of this attribute or not, I guess.
Yeah. It was really fascinating how a flavor developer comes up with the flavor.
And if you accidentally like pinched it just a tiny bit too much, it was like, oh no, I got like 6 drops instead of 2.
Yeah,
I'm very exacting.
Yeah, I'm glad you haven't found anything you haven't liked, Cindy. That's great. I know, and definitely with 40 some flavors, you might eventually find something that you don't like, and that's okay.
Well, I think the biggest thing that we get is people who go from like a Hawaiian coconut or a Michigan cherry, a really fruit forward flavor.
They're flavor forward.
Flavor forward.
Yeah.
It just is going to always be a much more intense flavor than a vanilla bean or a
Vermont maple
hazelnut, or the nuts and the creams are always going to be a subtler flavor. And I think some people expect it to be that intensity, and you really can't get that intensity from some of these softer flavors. They're very good. Our hazelnut's excellent. I don't like hazelnuts, but our hazelnut coffee is excellent. But you're not going to get that intensity, because if you try to put that intensity of the flavor in, it gets very chemically and overdone.
Yes. Yeah. So sometimes if you love the Michigan cherry, for example, and then the next time you try like the vanilla bean
or
and
toasted
it's a softer
almond
flavor.
or
And you try like the Vermont maple, for example, or I guess it's called maple syrup now. And you're like, oh, I don't taste a lot of flavor in this. And you call us and you're like, oh, could, have the QC try this, which is our quality control. Flavoring's there. It's just a much softer flavor. So you don't,
So if you
taste
only
it.
do those really fruity, stronger flavors.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I do like the butterscotch, the creme brulee, because I feel like those are still really flavor forward.
Yeah.
Where some of the more subtle, the toasted almond, the hazelnut, the vanilla bean are much more subtle.
I wonder if we should do that sometime as like, these are your super flavor forward, your medium flavors, and your,
But it's almost because it's fruit and nuts. Like there's almost no, like it's flavor forward for a nut.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? But how can you make a toasted almond that flavorful?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
We've got our work cut out for us most days.
But we do we do have actually we have started QCing all of our flavor coffees every day.
Every time we flavor something.
Every time we flavor something, we try it just to make sure that it fits in our parameters of where we want it to be.
Yeah.
If you have gotten our decaffeinated coffee, I will say we get a different coffee. We get different coffee crop batches. And there was a few, like 2 crops ago now, a crop that I thought that it had actually too much flavor. So if you like those particular notes in a coffee, you probably loved it. But I thought that it wasn't as bland for our flavoring as it should be, and that it kind of did overpower the flavoring a little bit. So we are getting the decaf in and testing every crop now to ensure that that doesn't happen. So because that one, when I taste it, I'm like, it's actually a very good coffee, but it definitely, the coffee's attributes kind of overpowered some of the flavor attributes. And that's never our intention.
Sure.
Because we want it to just be a really neutral base to let the flavoring shine.
Yeah.
And
we want them.
It was a really good coffee.
Meet each other in the middle. Yeah.
But it definitely, their attributes were overpowering some of the other attributes. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
So we're just making sure that we get the decaf, because to be quite candid, not a lot of people drink decaf, just in the world generally. It's a very small percentage. But now that we have it available in so many flavors, and we have a lot of decaf lovers that buy coffee from us specifically because we have so many options.
Yeah.
That we just need to make sure.
Yeah, that our decaf is excellent.
It's given as much quality attention as the other things. And somebody very nicely, because we kind of explained the thing, very nicely said, I get what you're saying. I feel like there's a little more to it. And he was right. And he said it so kindly and so nicely, because then when I really investigated it, because I really thought it was just a crop difference, but it was more than that. It was more of a type of bean difference. And he was absolutely right. And he said it so nicely that I actually researched it more to see if there, especially after I'd tasted it, and I went, oh, this definitely has different attributes.
You're right, Bill. Everyone's palate preference is absolutely different. And it's funny because Lori's palate and they're pretty similar. And so when we developed the food menu at our stores, we realized that we did not put tomatoes and onions on anything. So if you go to any of our stores that have food, you'll find that there are no tomatoes.
There's lots of bacon and no tomatoes.
Everything's got bacon
and butter.
And butter. And it's delicious. And when we bring new franchisees to try the food at our store, they're like, this is delicious. And we're like, we know. We love it.
We did a lot. Yeah. If you happen to go to one of our cafes, our food menu is extra. Like,
we love
usually you go to a restaurant and you have your like 1 or 2 things that you order. There's 4 or 5 things that I equally love.
Me too.
At our store.
Me too. But we just laugh because like when we go out to eat, we're like, oh, we'll just share whatever you're getting, I'm getting. So let's just do it. But
we do.
Yeah. We laugh about that a lot because we like a lot of the same stuff. I'd be interested to know what 2 you didn't like, Bill, just for fun.
If you knew, yeah.
Yeah, if you remember, because I know you've tried a lot of the flavors.
And there are ones, I mean, it's just things I like better than others.
Yeah.
And we have in the QC testing, we have identified some
Me too,
that
Deborah.
we, want to maybe look at improving the flavor on. So,
yeah, absolutely. What I like is when people are just kind about not liking the flavors, or like, because like you said, you're not going to like everything, right? And that's the fun of the box. You know, there's there's 4 different flavors in every box.
It
You're
is.
going to love some, you're going to hate some. Like when we did the first weird flavor, the sage flavor, and some people are like, that's so cool, and I hate that, you know?
Yeah, it is. And it's not for everybody. And I just
Yeah.
always go back to the
Mhm.
Jones soda. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'd try stuff even knowing we probably aren't going to like it cold.
Yeah.
I like Bella. Do not trust anyone that does not like bacon. Amen to that.
Lori bought me a sign. What does the sign say? Everything tastes better with bacon, and it's on the wall in my kitchen. I have that. That's funny. Yeah. And so, you know what's really interesting, Bill? I don't know if I shared this with you, but when we did the coal flavor, I had a lot of people message us on Facebook, and they said that, and I didn't know this, that a lot of people in Sweden love black licorice, or just licorice in general. And I did not know that that was like a flavor there. So they really loved
a lot of European.
Yeah, they really
European love
liked
for the
licorice box, or the licorice flavor, the black licorice flavor. But I did not know that. So that was pretty cool to learn that. And then the huckleberry flavor, some people just absolutely loved it.
I loved it. I bought extra.
Cool that you didn't like it. That's okay. Doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not going to be up at 2 a.m.
Well, and
crying about
I think
it.
that's the thing with the sampler box is that it's nice because you just get to try something. So like the chai, which I thought was really good, even bubble gum, which, you know, to me, some people wouldn't even try it, which I think is crazy. Like the point is to try the box.
Yeah.
Even
Open
if
it and
it's
smell it.
just weird. And we'll have people come into tours and like, how do you make coffee taste like this? And then they can smell it in the bag and they're like, I get it.
Well, and I guess my question is what does it hurt you to just open it up and you already own it. You already have it in your hot little hand, right? Open it up, put it in your brewer, just try it. It's not going to kill you.
That might be a surprise.
I mean, Rainbow's
End is, you know, that's not for everybody, I would say. But if you love
we
Fruity
love you
Pebbles,
too, Bill, the most. You're our favorite. You know what I really thought was interesting was like the lemon and lime flavors. I wondered if people would, but like the lemon pound cake we did last year and the Pride and Prejudice box, that one was good. And Deborah, the chai flavor.
I love the chai flavor.
That one we've kind of played with bringing in as a full-time flavor because people really
did love it. I do have a client that is going to offer that in their stores.
Yeah, that I'm excited about because chai.
I mean, I think it's really good.
Yeah, I love that flavor.
I thought that was a good option.
Yeah. And chai is like my go-to drink when I go to our Coffee Beanery stores, and like you can't take chai out of my cold dead hand, so I like chai.
Chai coffee though, but it was interesting their feedback. They're like, "Oh, it should be more. It should be a dirty chai." And it's like it's not going to taste like a chai.
Yeah,
just the essence of it. Maybe that's it's the essence of the flavor.
Yeah.
It's not going to taste like.
Yeah. And I think we called it a masala chai because it was a coffee around the world box or something like that.
The essence of it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was a good flavor.
I think it's fun to try. But I like trying everything. Like I'll even if we go to most of the times, unless everybody else has tried it and made awful faces, then I don't feel the need to try it. But which I let you guys go first.
I always try to make her try it first, but I can never because she knows better. Because I'll be sitting over here with my evil little face on.
I know. I know. I can see her expression. She's like, "Here, try this." I'm like,
no poker face on me at all, and but I can't do it to her either.
She lied to me once, and I'm like, "You're lying to me."
Only one time, and it's only because Kevin made me do it, and I was just like, "I'll never do it again." Like I'll never do it again. I can't lie to her, and I'll never do it again. But
someone came by my office, and he'd been at lunch, and it just quickly went by my office, and I said, "Did you drink at lunch?" He's like, "How did you know?" I just can tell.
She's got her radar on her. You don't lie to her, you guys. She'll find out. She'll find out.
Yeah, foreign exchange student was staying with us, and she said, "Oh, I lie to your mom all the time," and she never. And my daughter said, "She knows you're lying. She's just not calling you out on it. She's too polite to call you out on it." Mm-hmm. It's like, I mean,
like she knows.
I knew you were out up to mischief.
Yeah, she knows. She didn't trust you anymore.
So, well, I do have 6 kids.
Yeah.
I've got some good share.
But that's what's really important to her. loyalty.
Yeah, I'd rather just say, hey, I did it.
Yeah.
Just tell me you did it.
No, but will I?
Because I really don't even get that mad. If you
Yeah.
just tell me you did something, then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, let's either figure this out or like don't keep doing it. Or
Yeah. But then when we try food here, and it's just like,
I
oh,
spit it out. I won't. Ugh.
I told you guys a couple of weeks ago when we tried those drinks in the other place, and it was just like, I watched
I did it. Spit out my hand.
But who floats cereal in a coffee drink? That's so
what
gross.
you do not do in a coffee shop. Do not put mushy cereal in your coffee.
That's evil. I mean, that's not cool.
That is disgusting. I will use the word. That is
the proper use of the word disgusting. that is the dictionary term. Disgusting.
I spit it literally into my hand.
You're a disgusting company.
I took a spoonful. I didn't expect it to have a soggy cereal piece in it. Ugh.
That triggers all of my gag reflexes right there.
What not to do. Don't float stuff in people's coffee like that. That's mean.
I've got to go get ready for our Easter egg hunt. One of our local stores having an Easter egg hunt. And so every 15 minutes starting at noon, we have a clue going live. And so I'm going to sit back and watch and hope that nobody cheats.
Yeah, so it's at different businesses around our areas, and it's a golden egg, and they get to go find it.
Yeah,
so
and there's some really nice gift cards and like every single one. And this year, I hope I have them spaced far enough apart because like in the years past, like one family kind of like found them all, and I'm hoping that they're far enough apart.
I think it'll be far enough apart that they can't get there first.
Yeah. So, hey, if you're in Genesee County, come play. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Look for it. It's going to be on the VIP. It's going to be on the Miller Road.
Yeah, Coffee Beanery Miller Road page. So, yeah, I'm going to go watch that.
If you're in the area, go start looking at it at noon.
Yeah.
Right? And follow the clues.
Yes.
And win some fun prizes.
Yeah.
So,
okay, I guess we should say goodbye.
Yep.
Bye,
Have
guys.
a happy Easter.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, happy Easter. Bye.